Confused where to start? UPSC. One decision can change everything.
Like to thank Vajiram and Ravi.
Vajiram current affairs test series.
Vajiram का भी काफी help.
Vajiram is the best.
But Vajiram, it is something holistic.
It helped me in boosting my confidence.
Structured learning expert. Mentorship in latest results, top 10 out of 10 from Vajiram. Legacy of AIR 1. Trust. One name. Vajiram and Ravi.
Hello everyone, I am Sandeep Badad, All India Rank 82 CSE 2025. I have secured 303 in Anthropology in my 6th and final attempt and have improved my score from 250 to 303. A huge leap of 50 marks in span of one attempt. I would like to share my anthropology strategy with you guys, hoping that it will help you in any little way. My book list and resources that I have referred include IGNOU material, BA and MA mainly, and Akshat Jain's Demystified for Answer Writing. And for sociocultural anthropology and clarity of understanding, I relied on Sandeep sir's video classes. These were my three prime resources, and this time I also tried to use ChatGPT for understanding analytical questions and trying to incorporate current affairs. So these were my four key resources that I relied on. And coming to details of strategy, for paper 1 it's more about objectivity, where marks and the portion is usually concentrated with respect to physical anthropology. So in-depth understanding as well as lot of cramming is required to score well in this paper. But it is not just about physical anthropology. The other big part here is the sociocultural part, where the theories are the keys for the discipline of anthropology. So if you are able to understand theories really well, that will help you in paper 1 and paper 2 as well, because theories are the lens through which you are studying 50% of the syllabus. So you should have a clear understanding of all the theories before we are understanding any other concepts. That clarity is quintessential. And coming to paper 2, paper 1 has one more very choppy topic which is very difficult to understand in general. It is epidemiological anthropology. Why I am specifically mentioning this topic is this has been a hot topic for UPSC in last few years, and the general understanding has been quite low. So I suggest you please understand it well. For paper 2, unlike paper 1, objectivity is not the key, analytical and touch is the real key. So if you are able to use your understanding of anthropology with respect to Indian context of tribes and society, you will be able to fetch really good marks. And integrating that with theories as well as Indian anthropologists' works will get you an impression that you are really immersed in your studies in anthropology. Such impression for examiner would help you, reward you high throughout the paper. So please keep in mind, paper 1 is objective, paper 2 is analytical in most cases. For paper 2, I again relied on, there is very little IGNOU material for paper 2 as well. But the other source that I relied on was Sandeep sir's handouts for tribes and tribe and nation states video classes as well as Indian anthropologists video classes. I made notes from the videos directly, because the notes that were available were not exhaustive. Since these are the key for paper 2, I sat down and spent time in making my own notes from the video classes and addition if any, if I felt was required. So that was with respect to my preparation and making of notes and understanding of the papers. Coming to answer writing, answer writing was the one thing that I didn't do in my previous attempts, but this time I tried to follow the strategy of daily answer writing. I used to write some 5 answers daily, not for too many days, but we wrote at least for 2.5 months. That helped in a big way, because whatever we wrote that stuck like a magnet with us, and we had a confidence that these areas are our stronghold. So I would suggest write those 5 tests, try to write 5 answers daily, and this would not end there. I would suggest write some full length tests, so that you get into the hang that you are able to gather the entire syllabus and trying to reproduce in best possible manner in 3 hours, and you should be able to do it in time frame. So anthropology test series help you in that manner. I also took anthropology test series, but I could not write all 9. I could only write 7 tests due to time crunch, but it's okay. But writing is must in my opinion, so please do write. And apart from that, to gain edge, because to score 260 to 270 in general, your whatever the basics, if you are strong enough, that will help. But beyond that, some other things come into play, like it should have some uniqueness, or sometimes it should have that clarity, or sometimes you should have that current touch or contemporary touch, that could give an edge to you. So I try to rely on writing concepts very in simplistic manner, and trying to use my own flows or diagrams here and there whenever possible. And I try to use current affairs if possible. For instance, I tried to use there was this controversy going on regarding our young cricketer Vaibhav Suryavanshi about the age criteria in the last IPL. There it was resolved using the bone test analysis for age determination. So you could use such examples, current happenings in forensic anthropology. That gives a touch that you are really into it. So that sets a good impression, and obviously if whoever is reading it, he wants to reward you more, because your effort seems to be real and better. So that is my suggestion. Coming to I am trying to tell you one very core issue of anthropology as an optional. Sociocultural anthropology is still an enigma for a lot of repeaters itself, because many aspirants don't have a clear understanding of it, due to which despite the advantage of this subject and repeated studies, revisions and attempts, the score is not improving in real time. So I would suggest you please be clear in these understandings, particularly the theories, the epidemiological anthropology, tribe and nation state, and Indian anthropologies. These are the 4 key areas where actually the evaluator will understand that the anthropology in real. For this I relied on Karandeep sir's video classes. Like I said before, there is probably no other source where I found that someone was able to explain them in such a clear and holistic manner, which covered every inch of the syllabus that was given in there. So I would suggest it. And coming to note making, I made my own notes and used Akshat sir as demystified for getting insights into writing answers. And despite that, I could not score well before, because I did not write much answers, so I had a serious time crunch. So please be cautious about time management and daily answer writing. And third thing is there is this confusion and lack of clarity is going around in anthropology with respect to anthropology. Some think that writing too many scholars would fetch the marks, or sometimes people think that writing quotes or writing simply too many technical definitions would fetch the marks. Rather, what I would say is the clarity of understanding with a touch of scholarly. Like you can use one very important anthropologist with respect to that question, and not flood it with too many scholars just for sake of it. Wherever it is required, you can use, but it should be natural. Don't try to force it. So this is one common confusion that was there. The other common issue here is people tend to ignore the physical anthropology, particularly with respect to the archaeology. They tend to look it into 2-page notes. That won't help these days, because the kind of questions that are coming are very specific with respect to the archaeological sites and regions. So try to be little bit exhaustive in that. That will fetch you more marks because the questions themselves are very particular. So these two things I would suggest apart from the basic strategy. I would like to caution my fellow aspirants here about the repeated mains vicious cycle. I wrote 4 mains on trot, but due to lack of mains readiness, I got into that cycle where I was continuously writing mains but without any real improvement. So I would suggest you get ready for mains before you are actually trying to give your first pre. Mains readiness is very much required, so please try to make it in an integrated manner rather than bits and pieces. Like for first you are spending too much time on pre, then you get up and start mains, then after that you get up and start interview. Try to do them in a integrated manner because even interview I started to prepare it from last year itself. It was not like I got up and started after this mains. So that will help you in a big way. Integrated preparation. The exam hall strategy for anthropology was simple. I used to attend the first 10 marker block in the beginning and 150 marker block which I knew very well. So these two were my top priority. After that I would attempt one more 50 marker block and one more 50 marker block, and at last I would attempt the last 10 marker block. This was my strategy for paper 1. For paper 2 I did little bit change. The second 10 marker block I used to write it as a 4th main question because the 10 markers fetch you really good marks and they set the precedent for the entire paper. So try to be exhaustive in your 10 marker answers. The best answer you could produce should come in 10 markers and your first 50 marker block. That would make evaluator understand that you have read anthropology and you know it really well. So that was my strategy. As far as writing of an approach for answer is, it's not hard and fast. Sometimes when concepts are asked, your focus should be 60% on explanation and 40% on other dimensions. And when it is an open-ended topic, your focus should be 80% on creating more dimensions. So that was my approach for 10 markers. For 15 markers, my approach was, for 20 markers, my approach was simple. Try to be very exhaustive in explanation. Don't simply write in one line and go ahead. Try to be a little bit detailed because for 20 marker that is what is expected. They want elaboration for that answer. So please do elaborate for 15 markers and 20 markers. About diagrams, you should not worry too much about it because if you are using 5 diagrams for entire paper, that's a very big thing because you won't get that much opportunity to write those many diagrams. Only in physical geography for paper 1 and paper 2 also, Indian archaeology part, you will get to draw some diagrams. You can create your own some flows for theories and all, or wherever you feel like you got an idea, or try to create one if you are feeling that that will add an edge to you. But don't get worried that if you are not making diagrams that will dent you. But it is necessary for physical anthropology where diagrams are prerequisite. So that is about diagrams. And compared to last attempt, this time what changes I made was simply that I tried to finish the paper first, because last time around I could not finish the paper itself, and this time I made sure that I tried to limit myself to the demand of the question and conclude it well with relevance and contemporary touch. So that those were the key changes. Apart from that, it is about the clarity of understanding that has helped me greatly. So that's about it. And there are a lot of aspirants who cannot afford too much of thesis and all. They have very simple solutions, like you should try to write 5 answers daily and try to see the answers that have been written by toppers and try to compare them, and you can use ChatGPT for it, whether you have addressed the demand itself. and apart from that, peer group of your own would help you in big way. Otherwise, you are welcome, because I'm free for next few months. I'm happy to help you around. You can join my Telegram channel, where I'll help you in your anthropology preparation. So that's about it. Whoever is interested can join my Telegram channel. So far we have discussed strategies and all for pre and anthropology. But beyond these UPSC as an exam, I would like to tell one thing. If you are into the exam, please make sure that you are not just studying it for exam alone. Whatever you are studying, try to inculcate it in your own self, through which you can enhance your intellectual capability and your character itself, which allows you to emerge beyond exams. Because we know at the end of the day, sometimes people miss out on this exam despite all efforts, but if they are not gaining intellectual and personality improvement, this exam, despite spending 5-6 years, would not add anything much into your life. So please be sure that you're actually studying it and enjoying it as a part of your life, which will ensure you to stay beyond UPSC. So stay calm, have deep faith, and have a lot of self-belief and bit of faith on Almighty, that good work is rewarded. Keeping this hope, please do try to full your 100%, put your 100%. Results are around the corner, so you are there. All the best.